just me or is my camera backwards? Whatever. Hey, that was quick. How's it going? This is a big game. Big game. Can the RGs do it? They're underdogs. Big time. Big time. But if there's a time to do it, it's now, right? Jason, hey, Argentina by 1. Who'll win the World Cup? Got to see who makes it out of the pool stages first. Come on, England. Okay, England fan. I feel like the Argentinians are going to get most of the underdog support, but England are big-time favorites. Who am I going for? I do like a bit of tension, so it'd be nice to see Argentina win just for that whole situation where every other game becomes desperate, but my head still says England. I picked England in my Super Brew, so yeah. Jaguares, yes. Put the Jaguares jersey on, but I've got the English teams in the background, so I figure I'm being kind of neutral. Argentina for the win could be. Oh, you're French. That's why you're going for England. Makes sense. Should they start Mojano or Delgui? I mean, my dream Argentinian back three would be Mojano, Delgui, and Boffelli. If they're not going to pick some of the other guys, like Cordero, Imhoff. So, yeah. Another blowout. I hope it's close. The scrum is going to be a good question. Love the Welsh rugby song as long as we beat the English. Okay. I don't know if I've heard that one. Kia ora, April. What time is it in the UK, April? I have money, albeit free, on Argentina. Okay. Free money is the best kind. Coming through from South Africa, backing the Argentinians today just because, they'll love your channel, mate. Happy birthday. Yes, it is still my birthday. That's so weird, eh? Like I celebrated my birthday at midnight last night with the game clicking over. And I'm here again, and it's still my bloody birthday. So, yeah, but thank you for that. 9 a.m., we're almost 12 hours apart. Okay, yeah, it's almost 9 p.m. here. Happy birthday, by the way. Cheers. Owen Farrell for an early injury to make the World Cup fair. He's a pretty hard bloke. He's pretty hard. He doesn't go down easily. Bok against Japan in the quarterfinal. Who is going to the semis? I would back the Boks. So, yeah. That'd be it for me, but I guess we'll see. We will see. Vamos Argentina. And I've learned that word from when I was following this team. New Zealand media are so crap. Why do I go there? Nonsense about Reed. Yeah, the New Zealand media is pretty bad with the rugby stuff, especially. So, yep. It's 5 a.m. here. Where's here? If we lose, I swear. It must be South America, I take it. Almost 4 a.m. here. Damn. Would you like to see a type of national championship where it's Super Rugby and Super 14 and basically every single national team in the world competing in a cup? Is that the one that they proposed that ended up not going through? Why did the 10-14 joined up with stuff? 1014 joined up with Spark Sport, and I feel like they must have some kind of relationship with stuff, because I think maybe the Herald does stuff with Sky, maybe. England by 22. I think I picked England, but not by that much. What I do with my phone. I missed the All Blacks the other day. How did Spark Sport hold up? Yeah, it was fine. It was fine on my end. Again, it's always delayed on my end by like 35 seconds to a minute compared to everybody else's broadcast. But yeah, it did the trick. They always moaned about the New Zealand media. It's odd. Yeah, there was an article about them saying part of the reason they started their channel was because they were sick of the way that the media treats the rugby public here, so they wanted to do it their own way. But I guess if they signed up with Spark Sport, they had to probably sign up to some promotional stuff to help promote the content. I appreciate the efforts. 2 cents providing great service. Not many of ye must be only 10 at most. There's a few good rugby YouTube channels out there, that's for sure. Go England, okay. Quick question on the box back three. Cheslin, Colby, Sibon, Kossi, and Damian Willemser. That could work. LaRue didn't have a perfect game the other day, but I don't know if he was as bad as we all give him a bit of grief for recently, but he's certainly not at his best. New Zealand is exactly 10 hours ahead of South Africa. My family moved there a month ago. We might be going soon as well. Okay, 10 hours. Yeah, it does get tricky watching South African games when you're in New Zealand because of the time difference. And the afternoon games are usually like 3 in the morning over here. Cheslin Colby is amazing. Truer words have never been spoken. Cheslin Colby he's just fantastic. He is phenomenal. Let's go Argentina. Hopefully they front up and make it a good game anyway. He is a freak. I don't know how he busts all those tackles and makes all those tackles as well. He can do both. Happy birthday again. I know, man. I was just saying it's still my birthday. It's been like not quite 12 hours, but it is still my birthday. Had a pretty nice day. Had some cake. So blew out a candle. So good times. Watched Australia play Uruguay. So I've already got one game down, and now I've got the big one. So, yeah, it's a good way to end my birthday. Nobody is better than the big bald prop for 18 for Uruguay who was rumbling this afternoon. I want Argentina to win, but realistically England by 12. What kind of cake? My wife got the cake shop to make a cake which is shaped like a hamburger, and another, like it was tiny, it was like a little mini cake, and another mini cake which is shaped like a glass of beer. So I don't know if it had a particular flavor. Like it wasn't that nice, but I haven't tried the beer one, to be fair. I tried the hamburger one, but it was like just, it looked pretty, but it was small. So I gave my kids a piece, I had a piece, my wife a piece. So nice cake. Ben Skeen was up to his usual antics again, I know, but the ref in that last game kind of kept him in check. So I was kind of impressed by that. Sometimes I feel like more refs need to assert themselves over the TMO. That's so cool. Nice wife, lucky man. Yeah, I mean, she didn't make it. She bought it, but still can't complain. No rugby ball cake. Oh, why didn't I get a rugby ball cake? Why is it she gets me a hamburger and a beer? What is she trying to say about me? That's true. Rugby ball cake. That's good. Argentina are a lot better than what they have put in this year. Hopefully we get a good 80 minutes. I hope so as well. They've certainly got a lot of talented players and a lot of fruit in that dressing room. But, yeah, they haven't been able to get the results this year. Turn that up a little bit. Angus Gardner is a good ref. It's funny because the game with South Africa, Italy, that one I had a whole bunch of comments. Wayne Barnes is doing an awesome job. Wayne Barnes is being great. I do like that England away jersey. I really like that England away jersey. But then other people be like, oh, Wayne Barnes cost the game. He was trash, blah, blah, blah. So you can't win with refs. Still got 3 hours left for my birthday. I know. And what am I going to spend those 3 hours doing? Watching rugby. What a good end to the birthday, right? Don't put the volume too loud. They might copyright strike you. Yeah. Are you guys hearing that? Or is it? I mean, you guys should be watching the games anyway, right? Must suck being a ref in 2019. Yeah, especially with all the replays and whatnot that we get in ultra high definition. So every little mistake we see it ultra clear. Morning, Craig. You watched the Aussie-Uruguay game in bed. Just logged on. Vamos, Argentina. Nice. Yeah, I didn't watch the Australian game in bed. I watched it here on the couch. Yeah, it was pretty good. A couple of yellow cards early. Nice Exeter flag in the background. Yeah, I figured if I'm going to wear the Jaguares jersey, I need to put the what English flags I have in the background. So there's a Quins one down here as well, kind of hiding. There's a Harlequins one. So yes. Japan's jersey is my favorite. It's just simple. The Box haven't had a good jersey in 2007. You probably shouldn't watch my jersey review video when it comes out because my Japan ranking is not the best. Although I admit it looks better in this, like on the screen, than it does in the promo shots for me. Your birthday doesn't even start for another 4 hours on Baker Island. No, I've never heard of it either. Baker Island. Okay. We are at the front end of the time zone, so we tend to get the new day first. Leicester Tigers. Yeah, it's Exeter, Leicester Tigers, Harlequins, and then 2 Saracens flags over here. 2 separate Saracens ones. I have more Saracens gear than any others. Well, I have a Bath jersey, but no Bath flag. No Saracens jersey. Is Manu Tuilangi playing? Yeah, from memory, he is at centre. We have the English commentators on mute. Your husband is very keen to have a beer with you at 9 a.m. Liam says hi. Hi, Liam. Ask Liam, should I open Australia in honor of their win over Uruguay or England for this game? I could not find an Argentina one in my box of beers. John King, here's your beer in advance. Cheers, John. Cheers, man. Down them both. Okay. English beer, of course. Okay. I will open the England beer for the England game. Cheers, John. Thank you, my friend. Very kind. They're just doing the anthems now on my feed. They're onto the English one. They have done the Argentinian one already. Paul O'Connell or Martin Johnson? Going historical? Probably Paul O'Connell. But I'm biased. I mean, Martin Johnson did spend some time in New Zealand, so I probably should go with Martin Johnson. Are you still collecting the bottles? No, I don't collect them, but I drink them and then I throw them in the recycling. I'm kind of glad because it says on the box that if you find one, that instead of a country's flag, if it has the Rugby World Cup, like the cup, the trophy on the bottle, then you can go to the Rugby World Cup final. So I was assuming it was like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You get the golden ticket and you're guaranteed a spot. It's lucky I didn't pull one out on the live stream because it's not. I read the terms and conditions. There's multiple bottles with the trophy on it. And if you get the trophy, you have to text in, and then that puts you in the draw. I would have looked like a right twit if I was celebrating, I'm going to the Rugby World Cup final, but actually, no, it's just a chance. It's like one in every 150 bottles gives you a chance to enter. So I'm pretty glad I didn't find one with the trophy on camera. Exeter are my nearest big club. We go to Sandy Park for a good day on the piss. Nice. Nice. It looks like a nice... It's not that big a stadium, eh? Hope I win. I haven't even found one with the trophy on it, so there's probably no chance of me winning, but that's all right. The beers are a good kind of theme for the Rugby World Cup anyway. That's a bullshit competition. I know. It's just like on the outside of the box, the promo stuff, they make it seem like if you find the bottle, you win. But then the terms and conditions are like, no. If you find the bottle, you go in the draw to win. So, yeah. In the USA, I love Exeter Chiefs. Nice. Hi, chicken wings. Hi from Shenzhen, China. Nice. There's no score yet. The game hasn't started, but it's about to kick off. Do you watch soccer? Not as much anymore. The game has just kicked off on my stream, if that's a gauge on how far ahead or behind I am for you guys. Listening to the sound of my family and watching the match. Please change our stupid English national anthem. Yeah, a lot of the anthems could use work, eh? "51 seconds behind. 46. You're 46 seconds ahead." Okay, that seems to be about the normal. I'm usually between 35 seconds and a minute behind you guys because Spark Sport. One of the guys on the stream actually works for Spark, and he said it's because the stream goes from Japan to America for like encoding, and then it's sent back to New Zealand. So that's where the 35 seconds to a minute delay comes in. I do like that Argentinian jersey, and that English away jersey I'm kind of keen on too. So this is quite easy on the eyes. I'm very hungover. Nice. Drink some water. Hope Argentina win. Those English shirts are ugly as hell. I don't mind them, eh? I really don't mind them. Although I don't think they look that good on the wide shots, but I think the close-ups look pretty nice. I still prefer the Argentinian ones. Morning from Scotland. Good morning. You think the England kits are a bit bland? I mean, with the England home kit, there's not that much you can do because it's a white kit. The away kit, yeah, they can't do that much. Craig Forsyth for Argentina's first try, £10. Damn, man. You're assuming they're going to get a try, or have you seen something I haven't seen? Cheers, buddy. It's a 9 o'clock beer for me. It's a early morning beer for you. Okay, Argentina went pretty close then. Almost. Yeah, almost is right. Hi from the USA. Nice. Argentina coming out strong. You are right. The scrum will be good. Yeah, this will be an interesting test. I think it's going to be England 35-20. Mangere. He's talking about the 275 phone numbers. England have Canterbury colours. True enough. Then why do I like them? That's weird. As an Auckland fan, I shouldn't like that colour. Come on, Argentina, keep putting England under pressure. They will need to probably score early, you would think. If Argentina have to chase the game, it will be tough going. England 24-18, you reckon? What did I pick? I'm sure I picked England. I'm quite sure I picked England. Resetting the scrum. Ortega Desi off the back of the scrum. Argentina are close. I'm not game to look at the comments in case there's a try. They got advantage. They're like a meter away. Bounce pass. Oh, just under touch. Damn. Argentina have come out firing. A lot of pressure. Yeah, exactly. England are already getting warned about the number of penalties. I picked England by 11. We'll see how that goes. Nigel is a boss. Yeah, and he does. He explains what's it for, what they need to do, and what's going to happen if they don't. So that's kind of what you want, that clear communication. Sometimes ref kind of and ah about what they're going to do, and sometimes they just like give a card without any warning. So you prefer it that they communicate clearly and then follow through with their actions. Kind of like a parent, right? They got to follow through. Otherwise, those kids are just going to get away with murder. Take the 3. Hi, Angus. French refs don't tend to do that. I wonder if that's a language thing. What's your opinion on Owen Farrell's shoulder charges? They're not very good. I think even he admits that his technique's not the best. Might be part of his dad's rugby league background. I don't know. But hopefully we don't see any of them today because he might get in big trouble. England are actually with the ball and in Argentina's half. That must be the first time this game. England are doing those kicks through. Yowza. Who's going to get that ball? It's going to go to England. You can hear them struggle to communicate. I think it's the reason we all get a bit grumpy with them. Might be true. I would say generally the players have a better understanding of English than maybe the French refs. I don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken. It's a hell of a maul. Oh, now England have got advantage. Oh, Johnny May too easy. Already one lead change. And we're only 8 minutes in. Line out. The maul was huge. They had some of the backs going in there too. Farrell got in there. Ben Young's got in there as well. Tuilangi got in there. And then just George Ford to May. I do like Johnny May, man. Two cents rugby. One. Do you have a snack? And if you do, what is it? Two. If you don't, what will you have? I don't have any snacks with me, but actually, you've made me look around and I realize I shouldn't be drinking the beer out of the bottle. I should be drinking it in the damn Heineken World Cup glass that I especially got by buying 2 packs of Heineken, World Cup Heineken, to get the glass. If you're going to get it, you might as well use it. Thank you for the reminder. That was too easy. Pumas need to play smarter. Indeed. You need chips and dip. I have thought about chips, but the crunch, crunch, crunch on the microphone, I feel like would get pretty maddening. Anyway, cheers, everybody. Conversion was missed. So it's 5-3. Is that my favorite jersey that I said was ultra comfortable? This is my favorite rugby jersey of all the ones I own. The only thing I don't like about this rugby jersey is the fact that the logo is like a plastic stick-on. So is the Nike, so is the Visa. So eventually, in a few years and a few washes, these will peel off and crack. That's the only thing I don't like about this jersey. But if you're gonna buy a jersey every year, then it doesn't matter. If you're like me and like to keep them for a long time, then it matters. But the fabric is really nice and it's very comfortable. What did you think of the Aussie match? I thought it was pretty good. Uruguay did good. They managed to get 10 points. Aussie had a couple of yellow cards, which they won't be happy with, but they still managed to run in some good tries. Slipper got a try. So, yeah, there was plenty to like in that game. Johnny May thinks he has chickens living inside his head. That can't be real. Wow. Whoa, there's a bit of handbags going on here. There is some feeling in this game. I just heard something F and something F and something. Curry and Matera look like they want to go at it. Who's winning? It's 5-3 to England. Looks like Matera hit, was it Young's off the ball? What did you miss? Are you enjoying your birthday? I am enjoying my birthday. There's plenty of rugby on. I've got a beer in hand. It's a good day. I've had my cake. Good times. It's 12 minutes gone. It's England 5-3. Argentina have just given away a penalty, and there's been a bit of handbags. Happy birthday. Thank you, Shane. Favorite Rugby World Cup jersey of all time? That's a tough question. It's your birthday soon. Good. You should grab some beer if you're legal drinking age. Kids spoil with breakfast in bed, or did your wife get you a New Jersey birthday present? Well, guys, I was up pretty late last night watching last night's game. So the kids got up, and my wife fed them and took them grocery shopping while I slept in. So that was pretty much the best gift I could have, was sleep, because I was up late. And then when they came home, the first thing my son said to me was happy birthday. So pretty good. The Ref jersey from 2003 was great. I can't even remember. 2003. Are Argentina going to exit here with a kick? Nope, they're going to keep busting some phases up in their own half. Happy birthday. Thank you, mister. Thank you, Scott. Did you watch Warriors Scarlets? I didn't, man. I didn't. I haven't seen any of the Mitre 10 Cup, of the Pro 14. I haven't seen anything today except for Rugby World Cup games. Are you going to stream the other games? I'm going to try to stream Japan and Samoa. I'm going to try. It's a pretty tight turnaround between the games for me to do the review of the other game, like finish the stream, do my review, and then come back for the next stream, but I'll try. I might be a bit late for the next one, but I'll try my best. Happy birthday from Charlotte. Thank you, Charlotte. Embarrassed to see English players scrapping like school kids about a slightly late tackle. Yeah, they all kind of do that, though. It's not just the English ones. The Warriors were trash today. What happened to the Glasgow Warriors? Slightly late tackle causes all-out war, morons. Yep. And nothing ever happens because they're not allowed to throw punches. You'd be an idiot to throw a punch. So they just do the whole grab the shirt collar, pull, swear, and then settle down. Nobody ever does anything for the most part. Unless you're Schalk Brits and Naka van der Merwe, then you actually throw punches at each other. Like that was like a blast from the past when that happened this year. Oh, knock on. RG's Handley is killing them. Yeah, both sides have not made good use of the pill thus far, Big Will. You are correct. Daly's going to have a run from fullback, and he is tackled first up. Reminds me of when children fight each other. Yeah, kind of. Well, like when you see two peacocks just trying to outstrut each other with their big feathers out. It's like, come on, man. Just leave it. Happy birthday, as you said last night at 12 o'clock. Yes, I know. It's been a while and it's still my birthday. Not for much longer. Argentina need to get out of their half pretty bad. They've spent far too much time down there this half. Glasgow Warriors didn't turn up. The only thing Glasgow got right was the lineouts. Okay. I suppose they're pretty badly affected by the Rugby World Cup squad, though, eh? Must be a lot of players from Glasgow in that team when I think about the squad. What do you think about the Super Rugby games being played 30 minutes earlier next year? I think that's a good move. It's probably still not early enough for me to drag my two kids, who are both under 4, to the games because they need to be in bed by then. But for people with kids who are a bit older, then I think it's a good move. I hate peacocks. Freak me out. Peacocks are a bit of a weird bird. It's true. Always missed the good old days of the punch-ups. Always cleared the air. Yeah, they don't do the punch-ups anymore. If you want to watch fighting, you have to watch, apart from like MMA or something, you have to watch ice hockey where it's still in the rules to have a fight under certain conditions. Sounds like the New Zealand Warriors. Bazinga, yeah. The TMO is having a look. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's going to be trouble. That looks like shoulder on head. Is Farrell ducking enough to give some mitigating factor? No, that's going to be red. Yeah, it's going to be red. Doesn't it suck when games get a red card this early? And another red for a hit on Farrell. Lavanini from Argentina is going to get a red card for a high shot on Owen Farrell. He must be feeling pretty bad. Well, how's this game going to go? Lavanini's really cleaned his game up as well, but just too high, man. You got to get lower. I know it's Farrell and you want to put the shoulder in, but you got to get lower. You've got to get lower, man. That's a game changer. This will be a terrible game now. I know. And an irony, like Craig says, on Farrell. That's the second time somebody's got a red card for hitting him high this World Cup. Owen Farrell is a dirty player, not a fan of him. And that's from you, Wallace. Interesting. The Sharks did win with 2 red cards, so it's not all over. It's not all over, but it makes it a ton harder. I would say the number of games with a team with the red card went on to lift and go better is probably not that lengthy. But to be fair, Nigel Owens is warning Farrell now, like, if you guys do the same stuff, you're going to get carded as well, so don't push it. It's over. It sucks. Yeah. I mean, I've been kind of thinking about doing a video on some of the stuff that I would like to see changed as well. And it kind of would be nice to somehow adjust the red card rule so that the player gets ejected from the game, but they can still be replaced after maybe 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. But the risk with that is, if I'm playing like devil's advocate to myself, is that you get guys doing dirty stuff on purpose with the intention of maybe taking out somebody else's like key player. Like at the moment, if you do something so stupid, you get a red card, you're really hurting your team. But if you can be replaced after 10, 15, or 20 minutes, then maybe the risk is worth it. So I think you would have to increase like fines or bans. Like you would have to really like triple them or quadruple them or something to balance out how much punishment you get. So I don't know. "20 minutes after a red card, you get to bring on a dwarf." Not sure. Oh, they've missed the penalty. Maybe it was the knock to the head. Maybe he needs to be off for an HIA. Has he gone for an HIA? After that hit, he should probably be off having an HIA, no? Or did he have an HIA in that time? How's the birthday going, Sean? The birthday is going well, although the red card in this game has just put a bit of a dampener on my birthday, I will be fair. Farrell gets away with murder, I know. It's 5-3 after 19 minutes to England, and Argentina have had a red card since the 17th minute. Lavanini is off. One of the Argentinian guys also looks to be knocked out as I watch this from a tackle. You used to live in China, bro? I did used to live in China for like 7 years, man. I spent a long, long time in China. Whoa, tackle in the air. I think another card, yes. I don't think he landed on his head, right? That'll be the thing. He landed. Any rugby in China? Yeah, there's a bit, but not a whole lot. Mostly expats who play. Just a penalty. Lucky. That's lucky, man. That seems a bit. I would have thought yellow, not red, but I would have thought yellow. But oh well. Was in Shanghai for a few months. Crazy country. It is very big. Oh, man, I can already tell my review for this game is going to be a lot about refereeing stuff in the comments. Tommy commentators can only see things one way. The New Zealand commentators are kind of going middle of the ground on it. They're saying a few years ago that would have been a yellow card for tackles in the air, and it doesn't really matter how high you are up in the air. Yellow for sure, definitely yellow. Yeah, I mean, you can't smash guys into the ground when they're in the air. That's just a thing. Especially after the ref has literally just said, no ill discipline from your guys, Owen Farrell. Make sure you guys keep it clean. Tackle in the air. Anyway, hopefully no more drama like that. Let's just watch rugby. Stopped watching after the red card. I was looking forward to this game all week. Shake my head. Yeah, man. I was like, what games are on my birthday? England, Argentina. That's the perfect gift. And then it's like 5-3 and it's a red card. Not good. Not good. After the ref said no more. I know, that's the kind of frustrating thing where you get a little bit of inconsistency. Oh, well. We'll see what happens. It's still game on for the moment, but England will be big-time favourites. Sometimes teams, when they get the extra man, kind of go a bit off the boil, so we will see what happens. Talking about the games or whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely advantage England, but they still need to go out and do a job. Like I said, sometimes teams, I think it was this year, was it the Brumbies Crusaders where there were like 2 guys off for the Crusaders and the Brumbies still couldn't score any points? So sometimes teams, when they get the extra man, they kind of go a bit funny. So they still need to settle down and do a job for sure. What's the game time? 22 minutes, 5-3 to England. Sometimes teams play better when they're a man down. I agree, man. Sometimes teams really lift when they're a man down. Sharks against the Crusaders a few years ago, they had an early red card and managed to win in Christchurch. It almost never happens. Certainly not with a man down. It's hard enough to get a win 15-on-15 down there. So stranger things have happened. I'll reset the scrum. What about no cards that don't let players do what they want? But that's why cards are important. Brumbies had a red card against the Bulls and made a huge comeback. That was 2018. You're right, man. That was a good game. I think that was over in Pretoria, right? If it's a team that came up with 14 minutes, Argentina. Can anyone think of a Tier 1 team beaten by a team with 14 men? Especially when the card is early. I mean, actually, last year when France toured New Zealand, in the second game, they had an early red card, which was later rescinded. And actually, that game ended up being fairly close. I think it was the closest of the 3 games, and the French played the majority of the game with 14 men. So, yeah, like I said, stranger things have happened. Japan, Samoa after this. Indeed, man, that's going to be awesome. My rule change would be the player gets sent off, a reserve comes on, but the team cannot use any more reserves, including for injuries. Yeah, I mean, I look at other sports, and often, like American sports especially, the player gets ejected, but you can still bring on a substitute, and there's still some kind of penalty. Like, ice hockey is probably the American sport I watch the most. And if you do like a game misconduct or thing where you really do something dirty, you get ejected from the game. So your team has to play with one guy less for the rest of the game, and you're off for 5 minutes. And in ice hockey, that's a long time. So, yeah, I feel like 20 minutes and you lose the sub. But again, I think you have to massively fine players and give them, like, seriously triple the ban length. Otherwise, you will get cheap shots on star players in some games just to exploit the rules. Who do I support in the NHL? The Islanders. They lost to the Capitals today. So not a sexy pick, I'm afraid. Not a sexy pick as my team for the NHL at all. A few years ago, Glasgow Warriors were down 2 players. They both got red cards, and Glasgow Warriors won as well. Yeah, so stranger things have happened, man. It can be a thing that the guys kind of rally around. It's just up to the team, but I mean, it doesn't make anything easier, that's for sure. No, don't ask him. He's an Isles fan. I know, right? I still need to get the jersey with the fisherman logo. I think they did like a reprint of those jerseys. Eject the player, destroy the game. Needs to be changed. I mean, I get why the red card and you can't return is a thing. It's to stop players doing dirty, dangerous stuff. It's an extreme punishment for an extreme action. So I get it. But I also, as you say, like as a fan, it does kind of make the game a bit stink. April, random fact, my mum's cousin played for England and the Lions. Who is that? Random fact, one of my cousins plays for the New Zealand cricket team, but he's a distant cousin and does not know me. You're a Caps fan. Ovi's a pretty good player. What videos will you do after the World Cup? I'll have to look at the fixtures and whatnot. Champions Cup should be starting up. Then into Super Rugby previews, all kinds of stuff, man. I will keep myself busy, that's for sure. Sick shirt. It is, man. It's my favorite, I think. Islanders surpassed every expectation last year. They did. I think getting Barry Trotz as the coach was probably a pretty big factor in that. They've suffered for a long time under bad management and bad coaching. So they got new owners and they got a new coach. They lost Tavares, but they actually played better without him. So we'll see. I mean, high tackles in the air, they're not cardable, consistency. Yeah. Oh, April, I missed that. Who was it? That name doesn't ring a bell. Am I too young? My cousin that plays cricket for New Zealand is Martin Guptill. Who was it? My maternal grandmother is a Guptill. So, yep, we are distant cousins. But I've never met him. Yes, you're too young, you bastard. Okay. That's why it doesn't ring a bell. Your cousin is really annoying. I have plenty of annoying cousins. The score is 5-3 after 28 minutes. Argentina have had one guy red carded on 17 minutes. Tampa Bay Lightning fan. Oh, my Lord. If you want to talk about dropping the ball, the playoffs last year was pretty bad, huh? But still good team. Stamkos is a top player. Well, Argentina are doing all right so far. Who has the best World Cup jersey this year? I've got a video on that, which is currently being edited by Jordan, who edits most of my videos, which have got graphics and stuff. So I have picked which one is my favorite and my least favorite. This is the effect of the Pumas playing in the Rugby Championship. They're competing pretty well so far, especially for a team man down. Your second cousin is Gareth Edwards. No way. That's in a small world, eh? Definitely watch that, yeah. The jersey rankings videos sometimes can be pretty frustrating for me when I read the comments because people get really defensive about like the jerseys they like. And I'm always like, look, I'm not a designer. These are just the ones I like. And when you get people saying, that one's crap, you can't like that one. It's like, what? It's like telling someone you like sushi and then it's like, oh, I can't believe you like sushi. It's terrible. You shouldn't like that. Like, come on, man. Just you like yours, I like mine. Change the red card system. What if the bloke deliberately injures the other player? That's exactly the thing, eh? That's exactly the thing. I think the only way you get away with changing the red card system is to massively, massively increase monetary fines and off the field bans. It has to become so like destructive for the player to get red carded, that it can't become worth it. They did that with ice hockey. Ice hockey used to be full of fights, and all the guys from the bench would join in fights like the way they do in baseball when like the pitcher hits the batter. And they just started fining the hell out of players. If you come off the bench and join a fight, you get a massive fine and a ban. And people stopped doing that. So I feel like you hit them in the pocket, most of us will listen. But it's not as simple as that because rugby is a more siloed game depending on, Southern Hemisphere, Northern Hemisphere. You got to get everyone to agree. It's not just one governing body. There's lots of players. Opinions don't exist. Let's go crazy over your opinion. I know, right? Look at the NFL, what they do. Yeah. Get a pipe instead of a pen, you'll get more respect. Okay. I don't think my wife would appreciate me smoking a pipe in the house somehow. She's not a fan of smoking in any form. DHT van der Merwe is from Canada and is related to me. We share a great grandfather, apparently. Well, you're also a van der Merwe, so I guess that makes sense. Small world, when you find out all that kind of stuff. I think the red card system works well. Yeah, I think in terms of a player protection and whatnot system, it works well. The one area it doesn't work well is just like from the fans' perspective, which I guess is not the primary one. But for the fact that when someone gets red carded in like the first 10 minutes or so, it's pretty painful for the game. If you don't smoke it, you just look thoughtful. Okay. Roommates are wondering why you sit on the ground in the live streams. It's to do with getting the camera at the right height. I've only got a small table. Silly, eh? Plus, I've got stuff spread out all over the floor. So it kind of works well that I don't knock stuff over. How was the birthday? It's your wife's one today. Oh, nice. She's not too happy that you're sat watching rugby all day. It could be worse. My birthday was good. Swimming class in the morning. I had a sleep in, which was key. Swimming class. Took the kids out for a little bit. Did some shopping. Rugby, beer. Good times. England down left wing. Argentina doing well to cover. The game's been a wee bit scrappy, in the middle. But Argentina are doing pretty well to keep in the game. I haven't taken a note since the 19th minute. We're at 33. Wow. England are like 3 meters away. You get to sleep in tomorrow. Nice. I hope I get to sleep in tomorrow. Probably not. My kids will be up. I get to sleep on a Monday. I don't go to work. Last week of annual leave. I can hear the English fans singing really loud. Not when you've got a beer at 10:45. Well, it's close enough. It's close enough to lunchtime. You can claim it's an early lunch. Beer with lunch is fine. Beer with breakfast is probably not a good look. Man, 7 phases for England. They are only a meter out. Advantage. I think I saw a couple of people say something's about to happen. Oh, Daly. Nice. Try to England. The numbers were going to count eventually. Argentina did really well to hold as long as they did. This is where you need that 15th. Exactly right, man. Argentina need to get the ball, not let it go. Yeah, it's kind of do or die stuff for Argentina. They need to try something out of the box. Hopefully, Ledesma comes up with some kind of master plan at halftime if he's seen something that he can exploit, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Man, if he really does miss the conversion, you got to wonder if that knock to the head did do something to him. Honestly, I don't think he had the HIA after getting Lavanini's shoulder to the face, honestly. If there's a time you need HIA, it's after that. France are loving this. Yeah, France are the biggest winners if this continues on. Farrell's been watching Barrett. Yeah, no. Yeah, 3 kicks missed just seems totally out of character. And it just seems bizarre that you get hit to the level in the head where the other guy gets red carded. That would seem like the ultimate you need to get checked out situation, but I don't remember seeing him go off. HIA check usually takes a few minutes. I know they spend a few minutes looking at the TMO, but I don't think there was time to get him off and get him back on. Was it a hard kick? Like, it was a medium one, but for Owen Farrell, it should have been an easy one. He usually slots those like nobody's problems. He missed 2 kicks before the tackle, so it's not the tackle. You might be right. Still, I'd like to see him get his head checked. They sing the same song over and over again. New song, please. How about Backstreet Boys? Maybe not Backstreet Boys. Something a bit different. Ruben. Damn, man. Almost late, but luckily not. Happy birthday, mate. Keep up the great work. 200 Rand. Damn, man. That is a birthday gift and a half. Cheers, Ruben. You are always very kind. Thank you. I've had a good birthday. And you just made it a little bit better. Thank you, buddy. You're very kind. Hope your day has also gone well. I imagine it's brunch time in South Africa. I hope you're having something nice. $200, yes, guys. 200 Rand in dollars. I'm not sure, but either way, Ruben is very generous. Oh, there's 20 seconds left on my feed. I feel like if England score again here, that could be game. $13 American, $20 New Zealand. That's a fair chunk of change, man. My brother bought me lunch today, and it was less than that. That's for sure. It was like $12 New Zealand, and he was kind enough to do that for me. So either way, Ruben's the top chap, and I hope he's having a good day. He's always the man on this channel. I wore the Bulls jersey yesterday for him, so hopefully he's having a good day as well. The hooter has gone. 9 phases for England in Argentina's half. The defense is holding. I get burger fuel on my birthday for free. That's about the only time I have it there. Guess what, Jasmine? I also had burger fuel for dinner. The free burger. I also had the free burger. You and me thinking alike. There's a burger restaurant here in New Zealand. It's kind of like an upmarket burger restaurant, if there's such a thing. And if you sign up to their mailing list, every birthday they send you a voucher for a free burger. Not like a 20% off, but a free burger, which is like a $15 New Zealand burger, which is, again, more expensive than anything you get at McDonald's. So, yeah, I always take advantage of that every year. You miss your humble steak and cheese pie in New Zealand. 17 phases for England. 41 minutes. We're over the clock. Should make an Instagram account for the channel. I have enough trouble with the amount of channels, accounts I got at the moment. I got Twitter. I got Facebook. I've got Patreon. I've got YouTube. And I put different stuff on all of them. Oh, Young's 21 phases. I think that might be game, ladies and gentlemen. I think that might be game. Crack open a beer now, and it's only 10 a.m. here in the UK, and England score. 10 a.m. is doable. It's possible. Like I say, 10 a.m. is a brunch. Surely you can have a beer with brunch. Like if it's 9 a.m., 8 a.m., that's probably a bit early. See you at the Samoa game. Yeah, I'll hopefully be doing that one too. And I've got Super Brew, yes, but I never put anything. I think I've put the odd bit of banter on my Super Rugby Super Brew or Rugby Championship Super Brew, but I don't usually put much extra on the Super Brew, to be honest. I do Super Brew videos on Patreon, but that's just another story. I've done a Super Brew. Okay, nice. Go Kobe Robinson. Make sure he stays warm. Tom's first season, ages 5. It got so cold to put on for 4 years. Okay. Farrell misses another kick. Really? Maybe they just need to get Young's Ford to do the kicking. He's a solid kicker as well. Wow. 15-3. Imagine if he got all his kicks. This would be totally dead and buried. Watching a stream in Cyprus, but a Springboks fan in Cyprus, hey? My dad has a mate who is a Cypriot, a Greek Cypriot, and he's been living in New Zealand for, so many years now, but that's my only Cyprus connection. It's funny, I get the feeling Greek Cypriots don't take any shit, if I can say that word, because I remember even as a kid, when my dad's Greek Cypriot friend would come to our house, if I said or did anything stupid, he would smack me in the head. Like, I'm not even his kid. I remember once I called him his nickname that my dad calls him, and he smacked me in the head. Like, just like, not hard, just like tap me on top of the head. Like, don't call me that. Your dad calls me that. You call me my name. I was like, far out. That guy is a hard man. Didn't put up with any nonsense. My boy has his first rugby game tomorrow morning. Can you give him a shout out? He's 5 and his name is Kobe. That's what that was. Is it pronounced Kobe? Like as in Kobe Bryant, same pronunciation, Kobe? Yes, my dad allowed that. That guy, I don't think that guy would have taken any grief from my dad either. Yes, Kobe. Okay. Kobe, good luck with the game, man. Hopefully it's not too cold. If your dad yells at you from the sideline, don't worry about him. Just do your thing. I think Farrell put his boots on the wrong feet. You might be right. Flying out to the Canary Islands this evening. 10 days of 30-degree sun. Nice. Have a great game. Yeah. It's always fun having your first game. Hopefully you get... Do you still do oranges and stuff at halftime? How was the burger and beer cake? We're having a braai now, as we always do in South Africa. I'm glad he loved it, Tim. That's cool. I just remember my mum used to always yell at me like crazy from the sideline whenever I was playing any sports. And I used to hate it. Go, Mark! God, I used to hate it. Didn't like it. Yeah, not a fan. You miss Bull Rush. Bull Rush was a fun game. Right, let's have a look at the halftime stats. See where things are at. And Ruben, yeah, the cake was... I've only tried the burger cake. I haven't tried the beer cake. The burger one was okay. It looked better than it tasted, but I guess that's the idea of any cake that is made to look like something else. It's not about the taste. Next time I think I'll just go with like a plain chocolate cake. I have to calm myself from shouting when he's training. Prada. I know what you mean. As a parent, it is pretty hard, and I can kind of see it from my mum's point of view now that I'm a parent, but when I was a kid, I didn't have that other way to look at things, so I didn't appreciate it. But I'm sure some kids don't care. Each to their own. I grew up in Edinburgh, and the 24-hour sesh was always possible. Okay. Can I just say you don't look like a Mark? Come on, man. What do I look like if not a Mark? Don't tell me I look like a Nigel. Not offense if anyone's name is Nigel. That's just a name that we sometimes mock here. Excited for Bodie joining the. You look like a Nigel. I opened myself up for that, didn't I? God, I gotta learn how to do stuff on the internet. It's like that get naked thing. I just opened myself up for it. I'm still like a rookie. My children told me early not to shout for them, so I just shout for the team. Good advice. Very good advice. I was calling you Sam until I found out. I look like a Pollard. A few people have said I look like Pollard, and I couldn't see it. And then I showed some pictures of Hondo Pollard to my wife and said, some people say I look like him. And they were like, my wife said, no, you don't. So she says no. Right, halftime stats. Run meters. 234 to 91. Less than 100 for the Argentinians. Possession 64 to 36. Territory 70-30. Tackling is decent. 88% England. 44 out of 50 tackles. 84% Argentina. 81 out of 97 tackles. Boy, have they had to make a lot of tackles. Penalties conceded 3-6. Those are the halftime stats. My wife is always right. That's also good advice to live by. Please show the game. No, but if you get ExpressVPN, which costs like $12 American for the month, you can watch all the games on ITV, which is pretty good value. There's a link in the description. The score at halftime is 15 points to 3. Could be more if Farrell had been kicking his kicks. Much better looking than Pollard. Come on, Pollard's a pretty fine looking dude. My wife is always right, even when she's wrong, she's right. That's true. Again, good advice to live by. That's the way life works. Happy wife, happy life. It's a classic, but it's true. My mum got so angry when she found that I stayed up last night watching you. Bro, listen to your mum. Also, happy mum, no smack bum. That's also good advice to live by. Your mum is kind of preceding your wife in somebody that you should try to keep happy. You can hear my coverage. Google's listening. All right, I'll turn it down a touch. I only meant to do 2 cents. Your dad's bank account is ruined. What? No wife, happier life. Come on, Craig. Come on. I'm just going to write my whiteboard up in interest of saving time later. Johnny May, 9 minutes. Daly, 36 minutes. And the other try was Young's. 41 plus 1, so 42 minutes. There we go. Clive Woodward actually talking sense, saying Tuilangi should have been yellow. Yeah, and I don't think that would have been You know, sometimes refs try to balance the cards out. You can kind of feel them doing it. I think that would have been fair. I don't think that would have been a big deal. From certain angles, you look like Makazola Mapimpi. That's a first. Never been compared to that guy, for sure. The game is ruined with that red. Yeah, nobody likes to see an early red card. I've been married for 30 years. Clear communication and compromise seem to work. My wife and I also, I believe, have a similar deal. Compromise and try to work out what's best for both is generally a good way to go. Delalio changed the subject quickly after that. Fair enough. You think I do look like a Mark? Good. Mark suits. Are you sure you're not a Nigel? My little brother spent money on my mum's credit card. Only $5 and got a slap. Well, in New Zealand, that would be illegal. You're not allowed to hit children. Boycott Madden thinks he's always right. I tend to think I'm right a lot, but then often I'm not. That's kind of the way that works. Just take their devices. Yeah, my kids aren't old enough to have devices yet, but I figure that'll be a pretty apt punishment when the time comes around. Didn't have devices when I was a kid, so I never had that punishment on me. How many points did you predict England would win by? How many did I say? Got a terrible memory for numbers. Jack, I thought it was red. Shoulder to the head. That's kind of red. It's just the way it goes. Unfortunate for Lavanini because he really has cleaned up his game a lot in the last couple of years. I picked England by 11, so that's going to go to hell. But oh well, red card does things. You've made a lot of marks, have you, Shane? I haven't made that many marks. I've made a few. Your daughter is 17. If you try to take her device, you think she might stab you. 17 is an awkward age, though, because they're kind of adults by that age. It's hard to tell them what to do. You go drinking with your kids now, they're all adults. I did appreciate drinking with he wasn't my blood granddad, but my grandma's partner, who was with my grandma since before I was born, some Irish dude. It was pretty much like my second granddad, third granddad. Yeah, I used to like going to the pub with him before he died. That was a good feeling. Seeing as I grew up, when I was a kid, he was still there, and then it was weird having a beer with him. It's like a transitional thing in life, huh? I found it easier to just switch off their Wi-Fi. True. Device is a phone, tablet, laptop, computer, exactly. Only met one Mark. Other than me, I take it. 17 is hard. She wants to be an actress and she's very dramatic. I bet. Best combination. If you're going to be an actress. I think England have been under the radar for this World Cup. They've only played a couple of teams which are at the bottom end of the world rankings, so that's probably to be expected, I guess. And she hates rugby. You have done something wrong, April, with your 17-year-old daughter. I got my Nintendo 64 taken off me so many times growing up. My parents couldn't take my Nintendo 64 off me because I bought it with like paper delivery money. So I spent all my savings on a Nintendo. Mark is a normal name. Not many kids getting normal names now. This is true. Most of the names these days seem to be slightly more attention grabbing. That seems to be a cultural thing. Who do you think is going to win the World Cup? I'm going to say the All Blacks if I had to pick a team, but if anybody was going to put money on a team to win, that's probably the safest bet. The mark you met was your rugby coach. A mark into rugby, that seems to be a common theme. Why is England always wearing red? I guess it's a clash with the Argentina jersey. I think sometimes they flip for who wears what. I'm not exactly sure. She never had a tantrum in her life, just very opinionated. Man, my son's already had tantrums and he's only 3. He has tantrums semi-regularly and he ends up going to the corner. When I was a kid, I just got hidings when I was wrong. Yeah, I also grew up at a time when it was the done thing to give a kid a bit of a whack when they were naughty. So I got a few whacks. Second half has just kicked off on my stream. Just your 3-year-old is learning sorts of nonsense from the other kids. My son is the same. Used to be the home team, and there was the one with the world ranking. All I remember is for the 2011 Rugby World Cup final between New Zealand and France in New Zealand, because France had a dark blue jersey, it was a clash. And France actually won the toss to choose which jersey to wear. So they had the first pick, right to first pick. And out of respect for New Zealand, they let us wear the black jersey. And some people actually criticized them, saying, you should have taken any advantage you could get. You should make them wear another jersey, because the All Blacks jerseys kind of got that aura about it. So I'm not sure if that still happens or not. But I know that's a thing. What name do you think you look like? I don't know, man. I've never thought about it. You're 51 seconds behind the feed in the UK. Okay, that's about the same as what it usually is. Respect to France for that. Yeah, for sure. That was a real nice guy move, right? Well, we also that, and so do your kids' classmates' parents. I know, right? I mean, I must admit, once when I went to pick up my kids from daycare, it was just my son at that time. He would have been like 2. I was trying to find him and I couldn't find him. And then I spotted him and I kind of hid so he didn't see me, and I wondered what he was doing. And I saw him walk to the sandpit, scoop up like a small little kind of cup of sand, and he went over to this other kid who was just sitting down minding his own business, and he just tipped the sand over his head. And the other kid had no reaction whatsoever. So what did he do? He went and got more sand and tipped it over his head again. I found it hilarious. But if that was my kid getting the sand tipped on his head, I would have been pissed off. So, yeah. Nobody's kid's perfect. They all do naughty stuff. Going to go back for a scrum. The score is 15-3 after 43 minutes. We're into the second half. Argentina have had a red card since the 17th minute. Sand tipper. I know. Right little toe rag, eh? That's just... But the other kid didn't even flinch. Who doesn't flinch to having sand tipped over their head? You doing a Samoan stream for Japan? I think I will. So I'm trying to get all my stuff ready for this one now. So I'll take a break between the streams, try to get my review done ASAP, and then be back for the next one because I don't think there's much time between the games. I think it's a really quick turnaround. So I may be a little late for the second stream, but we'll see how I go. Your son climbed on the outside of one of those tunnel slides and when he was about 4, gave me a heart attack. I bet. They do crazy stuff, Jasmine. They really do. Maybe the other kid was Australian and thus used to having sand tipped on their head. Argentina haven't worn their blue jersey yet. I don't know if I like that other jersey. I haven't seen it in action. I've seen the promo shot of it, and I don't know. It didn't really do it for me. But sometimes when you see the real deal, it looks a bit nicer. They must be going to wear it in their next game because it's their last chance, right? Johnny May's putting the hammer down, but he gets tackled. They're like 7 meters from the Argentinian line. Numbers outside. Farrell takes a tackle and gets tackled. Cheers for the content. No worries, Joel. Hope you're also watching the game. "44 minutes. England are 5 phases. They're 3 meters out from Argentina's line. I'm not going to look at the comments because there's surely about to be a try to George Ford. Yeah, you guys are saying try. It's just going to be overwhelming, man. The scrum's going forward. They're finding space. How are all Kiwis always so chilled? New Zealand is a pretty relaxed country. I think it's probably the low population. There's never that much going on. It's a pretty chilled out place for the most part. Your daughter is always hurting herself. I don't know if I like the sound of that. I hope your daughter's more careful. Farrell's still kicking. He's going to get one eventually. Low population, might have to move to New Zealand. We got lots of space, man. We're like the same size as the UK, but only have 4.5 million people. Pretty small. Did you get it? He got it. Okay. I haven't seen it yet. Us Kiwis don't care about much. Yeah, we're mostly pretty chill, I think. There's a few things that grind our gears, but nice kick. We're chill. I lived in Europe a long time. We are so laid back, it's not funny. Yeah, I think so as well. Everyone's relaxed until the volcanoes go off. We are supposed to have more volcanoes coming at some time. But right now, no volcanoes. Family Guy, grind my gears. Not just the saying grind my gears, but I think that probably is a Family Guy reference, isn't it? Doesn't he make his own show called like Grinds My Gears? Wow. Okay. That George Ford kick is worthy of a note. Welsh Valleys has some nice chilled out people. Cities are too busy. Okay. I feel like some New Zealand people would probably say that about the cities here as well. The people outside of like Auckland are probably a wee bit more chilled as well. There's certainly a fair bit of road rage if there is one area where we do get a bit angry. Road rage. You can hear the commentators if you turn your volume up. Damn it. Okay, I'll turn it down another touch. Hopefully Google knows I'm not trying to spoil anybody's copyrighted stuff. All Blacks fans are definitely not chill. I don't know, man. If you look at us at the crowd, we don't get that kind of excitable as some other fans. Angry if we lose, maybe. What a take from Watson, but he goes out. Argentina are ringing the changes, but you can't see a way back into them for sure. Hot in Cyprus. Play rugby too. Man, it must be hot playing rugby in Cyprus. Too much traffic? Yeah, I mean, Auckland traffic's bad, but it's not as bad as bigger cities in the world, but we still get pretty mad at people. Crevi is on for Argentina. I think this makes him the most capped Argentinian player ever. I think they said he overtakes Contepomi. It's 50 minutes and 22 points to 3 to England. Argentina have a red card. English people in small villages are chill and super friendly. Same in Ireland, they'll do anything for you. Right. I feel like London probably gets like the stereotype of England probably is people looking at London, but obviously that's not the whole country. It's just one city. Probably similar with like America, right? And like New York and LA, which doesn't represent much of the country, to be fair. The commentators here are talking about England are just going to take their foot off the gas from here on out because they don't want to be too tired with their mind to France coming up plus quarterfinal, semifinal potential, other games and whatnot. So that they may go kind of easy. London traffic is hell. The busy tube is hell too. Literally on a hot day, like descending into hell. And yes, London people can be rude and uptight, but it's too busy. Yeah. When I was in China, the city I lived in had more than 10 million people. So I used to prefer taking the subway, even though it was pretty busy, but it certainly beat the traffic. That's for sure. Oh, man, England have got advantage. They're going through phases. They're just outside the Argentinian 22, or they've dropped the ball. I was going to say it feels like only a matter of time, but they've dropped the ball. Kicking with 14 men is not smart. Yeah, you feel like they need some possession because every time they kick it back, England's just going to attack them. So what channel are you watching on? I'm watching on Spark Sport. So, yeah, I'm on the New Zealand feed with Scotty Stevenson and Stephen Donald. You live in Dorset and everyone is chilled out. That's nice, eh? Like I said, I feel like we do judge by what we see on TV, which is usually the big cities. Will China become our overlords? Maybe. England are going to take the 3 by the looks of things. Sumo and Beaver. Yes, Stephen Donald is Beaver, and Sumo is Scotty Stevenson. That's the commentary team. We cycle in London or run. I used to run half marathon. Oh man, I can't imagine running for that any length of time. Bad knock that damaged your pituitary. That sounds horrendous. Hope you're all right. How do you think England rate as a World Cup winner based on this performance? It's really hard to judge based on Argentina having a man down for so long, but like I mentioned, that not all teams who have the extra man step up and dominate, but England have. So credit to them, man. They're doing the job. They're controlling the game. They've brought on some subs. Do you understand the Afrikaans language? No, I do not. I think I mentioned the other day that I only know lekker, and which I understand means like pretty good. And then there's the other word that I'm assuming is a swear word, that's kak, and that's when it's pretty poo. My dodgy free streaming site, I can only get French or Spanish commentary. I guess at least you can see the game. It's all right. Hormones don't function well, but I'm going to get on with it. See, super chill. Good stuff. I have done the Lake Taupo half lake cycle challenge about 5 years ago. Might do it again. I would prefer biking to running. Running would be my last choice. The World Cup for Argentina is very cocky. Yeah, I think that's appropriate use of that word. Commentary team here are saying how Argentina are letting themselves down. ITV is priceless. I think Argentina were always going to have a tough time against England, and the fact that they've got a man down has just made it even harder. And England are just controlling the game, and there's just not much they can do about it. It's like an arm wrestle, and they're just slowly just squeezing them out. Lake Taupo is great. Yes, that is pretty nice there. "55 minutes, England looked tired." Maybe. It's probably pretty humid. Handbags again, really. There's no handbags here. Oh, Sinclair. I saw that, but did anybody provoke him? Sinclair gave the other guy a wee slap. Sinclair, I'm not saying this in a bad way. Like, all the teams try to get into each other's heads, but Sinclair has got a real knack for it. Like, he says stuff that really gets under other people's skin. Like, that's like a verbal talent. Like, anyone can just swear at somebody else, but it's not necessarily going to make them react. But Sinclair is able to really piss people off. Yeah, anyway. Your partner does ultra running, which is insane. I can't understand any of that stuff. England's front row could be the downfall. Farrell could lose his cool. What doesn't get under Sinclair's skin? Sinclair looks identical to my ex-brother-in-law. Completely understand. Okay. How are you, 2 Cents Rugby? I'm pretty well, man. This game's not as close as I would have liked, but we're watching World Cup rugby, so can't complain too much. Argentina are better than that. Yeah, I agree, but it's just not their day, is it? Lived in Palmy for 6 years. You guys are talking some England geography, and I'm probably not as au fait with that as I should be. Anyway, in terms of the game, for you guys who've just joined, a 25-3 to England after 56 minutes. Argentina have had a red card since 17 minutes. It was Lavanini with a high shot on Owen Farrell. Argentina look like they might, I was going to say, be going to run the ball for a bit, but nope, they've just kicked it back. The commentators are horrendous on ITV. It's a mixed bag, man. I'm listening to the Spark Sport guys, and they're trying to talk the game up, but they're struggling because it is just such a complete performance by England at the moment. A riddle for me. A man in a car has no food, no water, and no money. He pulls up because he sees 3 doors. One has food, one has water, one has money. Which door does he open first? Hey, I'm not good with riddles. He opens door number 1. Is that the right answer? Oh, the car door. Good God. Oh, I'm terrible at riddles. Jeez. I can never put my brain in that mode where you've got to think outside the box. I did get one riddle at work the other day where someone, I can't even remember what it was, but I did get it and I was impressed with myself, but generally not very good. England should have scored more. Argentina should be proud of their effort thus far. I suppose maybe England have been cutting teams to bits of late, so you thought they might with an extra man, but there's still 20 minutes to go, so all that defending might add up to be too much for Argentina. I wonder what happens to Ledesma after the World Cup. Gareth was supposed to stream today. Maybe he's a bit hungover. Thanks for taking the time to do it. Is Gareth not streaming? Usually he streams on the weekend as well. Argentina, the biggest appointment of this cup. Yeah, after the highs of the Super Rugby season, the Pumas this year and last year have not lived up to their potential, which is a bit disappointing. Nah, Ireland are. Well, Ireland are still going, whereas I think Argentina are going to make an exit. So, I mean, Pool A is still up for grabs, but yeah, Ireland haven't set the world alight yet. But they were so good against Scotland, so it's kind of hard to write them off. I can do the game after this one. Yeah, I should be able to. I'm going to rush through getting the review done for this one and then see if I can get back up for Samoa, Japan, which is really an interesting one in terms of that pool. A lot of pressure on Japan. And I might be a bit late, but I'll try my best to get it up. Argentina forwards are no longer the ones to fear, which was the heart of their team. Yeah. But their backs are really classy. But I guess if your forwards aren't going to do it, then you're going to have trouble. But that being said, Petty is one of the best locks in the world. Lavanini, when he's not getting red carded, is usually pretty good as well. The Lucy's, Matera is good. Crema is good. They've got Issa, who didn't even make the squad. But the props, I think, is where they don't have kind of world-class guys. Ireland aren't exactly performing. I was surprised how NZ media were talking them up so much. It's because they beat us recently. The New Zealand media kind of only focuses on teams that beat us. Like Wales has not beaten us, so nobody in New Zealand talks about Wales. England got close but didn't beat us, so they're kind of middling about England. Australia beat us, but then we beat them back, so nobody's really talking about Australia. South Africa, they're kind of talking about, even though we beat them recently. So, yeah, I don't know. The New Zealand media is pretty funny. England do not shift the ball like New Zealand do. There not many teams shift the ball like New Zealand. But then again, New Zealand don't do like the rolling maul as well as everybody else, and they can all get 5 or 7 points. Man, Uda Pajeta's gone off. So I think Ledesma has kind of thrown in the towel that this game is not going to be a win to be expected, and he's just going to give everybody some minutes now. England not looking dominant, but maybe they're resting. Yeah, that's what the commentators are saying, that England are probably just starting to take it easy because they've got a lot of hard games coming up, or at least 2, France and whoever they play in the quarterfinal. So they will need to be conserving as much energy as they can. Man, the game at the moment is actually Argentina with the ball in England's half. It's almost unheard of in this game. And they've been turned over. I think they had 2 phases. Morning. For me, it's evening. Excited that Bodie signed for the Blues. He's only doing a half season next year, so not convinced that it'll change the Blues' fortunes, to be honest. But sure, we've needed a good 10 for a long time, and I think he will get to play 10. But it'd be just like the Blues to like play him at like 12 or something. The score is 25-3 to England. 62 minutes gone. Argentina have had a red card for the majority of the match. Have England taken the foot off the gas or just not a great team? I reckon they're taking the foot off the gas. Job is already done, so there's no need to gas themselves past this point. Marla is limping off the field, but he's under his own steam, so Marco Vunipola is coming on. I haven't watched any of the Pro 14 games, unfortunately. I have been full focus on the World Cup. Your place in the tippings is going to go down. Yeah, mine as well. I only picked England by 11, so stop stealing our coaches and our players. Hey, didn't Carlos go join the Canes coaching staff? Pretty sure he's got a Blues connection. This game is actually boring. It has kind of petered out a wee bit. I haven't taken any notes since the 53rd minute, and we are now on 62. So, yeah. What time is it in Auckland? It is 10:41 p.m. And someone's setting off some fireworks. That's weird, but it is my birthday, so maybe somebody knows it's my birthday and is happy about that. That's cool. England should spice things up and take a player off for the Bants. Well, that's what New Zealand did against Tonga, but to be fair, they were up by more points than this. New Zealand were up by like 70 or 60 or something when they took off a player. This match has been easy for England, especially because of the red card. It may leave them better prepared for the knockout stages. Yeah, man. Well, one of the big things, the talking points, if you've seen the 10-14s content in the lead up to the Rugby World Cup, was England have it the toughest of all the schedules because traditionally successful teams at Rugby World Cups have their hard game early, a couple of easy pool games against minnows, and then they hit the knockout stages kind of well rested, whereas England have got it inverted. They've got their 2 easy games first, then they get Argentina, and then up to France, and then it just kind of ramps up from there. So this may actually be beneficial for England to not have to go kind of full gas to win this one. England just conceded a scrum penalty. That's worthy of a note. Who do I think New Zealand will go up against in the quarterfinal? Oh, it's still all to be decided in Pool A. Oh, man, Argentina. Come on. Have you seen Dan Carter's movie? No, I haven't seen it. I thought about going to it, but never got to see it. A perfect 10. When's my leave up? Ruben, I've got 1 more week of leave. So next week I'm off. If England know they're through before they play France, they can pick the team accordingly. But they'll probably still want to go through top, so it's not one that they can just throw. Laws is getting penalized for that hit on Buffelli. Is that a bit soft? Right call? Okay, I'll take your word for it. Oh, man. Seriously? They lost the lineup? Not going well. Oh, Mr. BB. Happy effing birthday, bro. All right, man. I think that deserves another beer. Cheers, man. My birthday has 1 hour and 15 minutes left. Cheers to you. You're very kind. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a good night. My day's been pretty bloody good, man. So thank you for that. I cannot complain whatsoever. Argentina made a meal of it like a soccer player. I kind of thought a bit as well. For Buffelli kind of went down like a ton of bricks. The score 25-3 to England after 67 minutes. Beer cake and rugby, what's not to love? Exactly right, man. Happy birthday to you, wonderful rugby fellow. Cheers, Wilson. Thoughts on Geordie playing at 10 tomorrow? I mean, the guys played virtually everywhere else, so I guess why not? It's a little bit disrespectful to Namibia, but it's the All Blacks against Namibia. They can kind of do what they want. They need to rest. They need to rest Richie and Bodie, so do it and see how he goes. Red card should only be for when the player is injured, but then again, where do you draw the line, eh? It gets a bit messy. Keep the audience. I understand rugby fans. It's a pity that I do not understand anything of what you say. Language barrier. Good luck. Okay. Cheers, man. Sorry, I can't speak more languages than English about rugby. You're a bad influence. Liam was off to get beer. Thinking of Pilsner and goulash breakfast he had in Prague. Nice. That sounds fancy. I hope Liam's having a good day, April. $12 minutes left. The game has actually been played in England's half for a substantial period of the last 5 minutes. It's been unusual to see. Pizza and beers just arrived at my place. Cheers to you. Happy birthday. Thank you, buddy. I hope you enjoy the pizzas and the beers. That sounds like a pretty good way to spend your day. He's cleaning the kitchen first. Good man. Man, Argentina are actually turning up the gas right now, eh? They're putting England under a bit of pressure. This is good for England because they need a wee bit of a game to sharpen up their defensive players as well. To get a walkover where they had 70% territory and 80% possession or something doesn't do them that much good, apart from not having to exert themselves so much. If Namibia did manage to win against the All Blacks, it would mean the All Blacks did not show up. Yeah, the All Blacks losing against Namibia seems virtually inconceivable. I know there's upsets in sports, but that one would just be beyond it, I feel. No offense to Namibia, but the gulf is just massive. I think Rugby Forecast gives New Zealand a 98.8% chance. So I guess 0.2% chance is still a chance. Exactly. What if there were 3 players off? I guess if New Zealand did some really stupid tackles and had 3 guys red carded or 4 guys red carded, you never know. You never know, but it's very, very, very unlikely. You guys are saying try, but I'm going to doubt you just a little bit. Although too many of you have said it, so it must be going to happen. Whoa, slick little lineout move. Is that Carreras? Oh, it's Moroni, the other winger. That's good for the game. One of those passes looked to touch forward, but I guess they'll check. That's giving the game a wee bit of life. I kind of do feel like England have taken their foot off the gas. Like they needed to do a bit of D, but then again, Argentina also seemed to have sharpened up a bit. Slick move, eh? Very cool. Don't say that. England is good, but they don't need to bust a gut anymore. They look naked and probably just take it down a notch. I kind of agree. I think that's where it's at. There's no need for them to really exert themselves, with still one more big game to come, followed by whoever they play in the knockout stages. Do you mind that the comments are essentially spoilers with the stream being delayed? In a game like this, where it's so one-sided, nah, not really. It's not a big deal. Plus, all the comments were just try, so I didn't even know which way it was going to go. It could have been an England intercept for all I knew. But if it was a tight game, yeah, that might be a problem. Don't know. Hasn't been a problem yet, anyway. You said England by 18, so it's looking good for you. Yeah, I think I need Argentina to score another. What would one try make it? Maybe 2 tries? Does my wife watch my streams? She gets enough of me in real life, so she don't need to watch my streams. England by 16 dance. Oh, nice, Grant. You must be moving up in the table, Grant. You seem to be doing pretty well in the old Super Brew. Why am I behind? Because Spark sends the signal from Japan to America for encoding, and then to New Zealand. So it takes about a minute. That English scrum was looking pretty good. Wow. Jack Noel had no right to score that try. I think that's about as good, if not better, than Colby's one from yesterday. Oh, my Lord. That was great. Eddie Jones, no emotion. Come on, man. If you can't smile at that one. Wow. He ran into 3 guys, and then it was like, no, I'm just going to go around. Far out. There goes Grant's margin. Yep. Your stream was even more delayed than mine. He literally ran into 3 guys and just bounced out and scored. That's amazing. Top try. Weak tackling, agree. Player of the tournament so far, maybe Colby. He's been fantastic in both games he played. Jimeno for Japan's been pretty bloody good. I don't know. It's a tough one. Lavotti. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not Lavotti. The score now, as Farrell lines up the conversion, is 30 points to 10 to England after 75 minutes, but it may be 32 if he kicks this one. He has missed. Oh, in off. In off. He got it. He got it. $32-10. Jimeno, yeah, he's been great as well. Is Argentina out? Yeah, I reckon so. I think France would have to lose to Tonga pretty badly, I think. I haven't done the maths, but yeah, France would need to drop their 2 remaining games. Knowles hard as nails. He seems that way, eh? Surely Tonga gets a cheeky win over France. They've done it before. They've done it at a World Cup, so why not? Yeah, exactly. Smashed them in 2011. They beat them. I think it was less than a try, like a converted try. Oh, Argentina's just dropped the ball cold. They were building some phases. But no. Appreciate the kind words, Matthew. I do try to put in some work to the channel. Won't get to see Argentina's shirt anymore. I know, it's a pity because it's a beautiful shirt. It's very, very class. Them and the Italian ones are very nice. Losing a match now would be a typical French thing to do. I can't see them losing it, but that being said, as I said in my preview for that Tonga-France game, Tonga haven't been like atrocious. They haven't been bad. They've been like structured and decent without being able to really pile on the points. So if they have that one game where they click, you never know. Lavanini is coming to your club after the World Cup. Yes, I saw that he's signed. He's leaving. Oh, did I just break my pen? No, I heard a crack. I don't have an England shirt because I always drop food on white shirts and red clashes with your ginger. I must admit, one of the first white shirts I got was an Ulster one, and I wore it because I really liked it for a few days. Like wore it, washed it, wore it, washed it, and then I got something on it, and I managed to clean it out. But ever since then, I've not been game to wear it as well. Now I've got the Bath shirt, which is an away one, so it's white. I've got an England one. I never wear the white ones as well. Like I just wear them for the videos. I never really wear them out. Not when I'm eating anyway. It's too dangerous. Your son has an Ulster shirt. Nice. Thank you, Angus. It is indeed my birthday. You would burn an England shirt. Have you got the white All Blacks one? I don't. No. England 5-meter line out, 79 minutes. You guys are saying try. Seems like it's a legit call. Too easy for England, man. They made that look far too simple. Does New Zealand even need a second kit? We do clash with Scotland and France when they decide to go really dark blue, which is sometimes. What time does the next game start? 11:30, eh? Jeez, it's going to be tight for me to get that video done. Come on, guys. Stop with the handbags. Get on with the game. I've got a review to do. There's another game on in 30 minutes. Come on. No need for that. A lot of argy-bargy at the final whistle. I see what you did there. How do you feel about the Australian commentators and media not calling them the All Blacks? Bah. Doesn't matter. I really don't think that's a thing. People who are worried about the All Blacks doing the haka or calling them the All Blacks to get the advantage, I mean, come on, man. No, I don't think that's the reason the All Blacks are the best team in the world traditionally. Our basketball team does the haka. It's called the Tall Blacks, and they're pretty rubbish. John King, work is going later than expected. Not going to be able to join you till near the end of Japan Samoa. Here's some beers to get Samoa over the line. Cheers, John. Sorry, work is going so late. It's 37-10 in this game, so it's probably about to be 39-10. It's been a pretty comfortable one for England, so let's hope that the next one is a touch closer. But again, good job, England. Commiserations to Argentina. All their hopes, I believe, rest on Tonga. We'll see what happens. 39-10. Game over. Gary Lineker. Yeah, he should stick to football. I don't mind him on Match of the Day. Honestly, I quite like him, but that was a dumb comment. Anyway, I'm going to move my backside, get this review done as quick as possible, and then I will try to get back up online for Japan Samoa, okay? So I'll try to move my backside and be quick. All right, guys? So hopefully I will see you again in 25 minutes if I can get that done in time. We will see. Otherwise, a bit later, but I'll be around. All right, guys. I'll see you shortly. See you.